thank you for downloading this episode of Homefront, Radio 4's drama series set in Great War Britain.
The 5th of March, 1918. Sylvia Graham. What have you got there, Esme?
11, sis, ma'am.
Has the clock stopped?
No, I can hear it. It's still ticking.
Well, then it's not quite 10.
Oh, yeah, but I was wanting to tell you something, and I didn't want to just barge in empty-handed.
What is it?
Tea and biscuits. Well, I say biscuits, but Captain Summers said to warn you that
11, sis. Hurrah.
Oh, careful, miss.
Oh, what are these? Joke biscuits?
They're called cant something. But anyway...
Can't is right. Can't eat them, can't even break them. They're like dog biscuits. Look. Look.
Oh, please don't do that, darling. You'll break the plate.
Sorry.
Ah, 11's already.
Father, don't touch the biscuits.
I wasn't going to. I've just had a rather generous slice of cake at the Pierce's new house. Where they got it from, I don't know.
Oh, surely the bigger mystery is where they got the money to buy a house in this square.
Even before Hilary was elected to the council, it made some very shrewd investments, which is more than I can say for at least one member of this family.
Don't start. Aunt Adeline sold her shares in Marshall's out of loyalty to me.
I do wish I'd have a word with her, Sylvia.
What for?
For cashing in her shares and then frittering her capital away.
As far as I'm aware, she hasn't spent any of her capital.
And she cashed it in for very sound emotional reasons.
Very sound, emotional reasons. What a pair of oxymorons. Have you heard yourself?
Gabriel, have you been at the sherry?
That's it. What Captain Summers said would go with the
All I'm saying is that what the female sex has never grasped is that there's emotion and then there's reason, and never the twain shall meet.
For goodness sake, what on earth has got into you?
Values, or rather, the lack of them. The whole country is going to the dogs.
Well, if they're in need of some biscuits, they'll know where to come.
I'm talking about the Women's Army Auxiliary Corps billeted at the Metropole. The whole town is now teeming with silly, flighty girls.
They're doing valuable war work.
One's already deserted to marry a Canadian.
One? Out of how many? 6,000 or so? The country should be grateful to them.
Well, it won't be grateful when it's presented with a generation of children born out of wedlock and all the problems that brings.
I thought the council had initiated a campaign which celebrates motherhood.
Yes, for married women.
Now, I'm pleased you're all talking about that.
About what?
Getting married.
Oh, Esme, I'm so sorry I'd forgotten you were still here. What was it you wanted to tell me?
Me and Oscar are going to
What?
get married.
Congratulations, Esme.
When is the big day?
23rd of April. I thought I could work up until then.
Yes, of course.
But his last day with us is at the beginning of April.
That's when his training starts, so we want to get married before he leaves to go off and fight.
Esme, I don't know what we'll do without you.
To be honest, nor do I. Well, I better get on. The beds won't make themselves.
I'd better get on too. I've umpteen letters to type.
I thought you were going to advertise for a replacement for Hilary.
I did, but so far I haven't had any suitable applicants.
Oh, please shut your study door. Listening to you trying to use that machine is painful.
It's because the keyboard isn't set out alphabetically. All I can say is that it must have been designed by a woman.
What's the matter?
What makes you think anything's the matter?
Well, you haven't been yourself for a few weeks now.
I go over and over things in my mind, and I just can't help thinking I've made such a mess of my life.
You haven't. I won't have this. Johnny was a mistake. You must look on it as a lucky escape, which is more than we have from the noise of that wretched typewriter. Oh, what you need, Isabel, is a distraction. And I need some peace. I think we should walk down to that curious little shop in Sandgate. I'm sure we could find a housewarming gift for Ruby and Hilary. Come on, Isabel, chin up. None of us knows what's around the next corner.
Well, we do. Sandgate.
I know you're at a loose end. It's only to be expected now that Christine has been reunited with her aunt and uncle.
I'm happy for her. I am.
Good morning, Mrs. Graham. Isabel?
Halleck, fancy seeing you here.
Reverend Hamilton and I take Holy Communion here every week for the soldiers in the rest camps.
Congratulations, Mr. Poole, on your engagement.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sure having a nurse as a spouse will come in useful.
Yes. Thank you, Isabel. Are you here for an interview?
No. What interview?
The Women's Army Auxiliary Corps are looking to recruit women with skills.
Oh, Isabel, might be just what you need. Or rather, you might be just what they need.
Do you think so?
I don't expect they have many other interviewees who've got your experience. Driving an ambulance in France.
No, I suppose not.
Oh, go on, darling, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, I suppose it's worth investigating.
That's the spirit. Well, I'll bid you both good day then.
Aren't you going to wish me luck?
Good luck.
Goodbye. Isabel,
What?
you know full well what. Reverend Poole is engaged to be married. Now go on. Go and see if they'll give you an interview.
Mrs. Graham? Mrs. Graham, it is you, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, Wentworth, Terence. I was at school with your late son.
With Freddie?
Yes. My parents were missionaries in Senegal, so I had to stay with different classmates in the holidays, but I always enjoyed Bouverie Square best.
Oh, how kind. Well, it's been lovely to bump into you, but I mustn't keep you.
Oh, no, you're not. In fact, I was on my way to see you.
Me? Are you at one of the rest camps?
No, I'm with the Air Ministry now. We are setting up the new Royal Air Force base just the other side of Folkestone.
At Capel-le-Fern?
Yes.
I must say, well done for recognising me.
Nonsense, you don't look a day older.
Very gallant of you to say.
Oh, no, I can prove it. Freddie gave me a photograph.
Of me?
Well, no, of you both. I think it might have been on the occasion of his first birthday. Yes, he's sitting in a chair next to you, but he doesn't look very old at all. Oh, I'm sorry. Do forgive me, I've gotten in a bit of a muddle. This isn't how I planned it.
Planned what?
And it isn't as if I hadn't had the time either. I should have come on my first leave, but my mother's a widow now, you see. She lives in France. Well, she was French originally, so I tend to spend it with her, you see.
Oh, please, slow down. Let's sit on this bench for a minute.
Yes, of course.
Now, take a deep breath and start again.
In the first weeks of the war, our paths crossed.
Yours and Freddie's?
Yes. And just before he joined the fighting in Marne, he gave me the photograph and a letter. He asked that I should give them to you should anything happen, but I didn't want to trust them to the post. And as I say, I should have come ages ago,
But you've spent your leaves in France with your mother, I understand.
Here. This is the photograph.
Well, you couldn't have recognised me from this. It was taken over 25 years ago.
I would, and I did. And this is the letter.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, are you cold? Would you like my jacket, please? Allow me.
No. It's just seeing his handwriting again. Oh, Freddie. Dear boy.
Mrs. Graham, I am so sorry. Oh, I should have waited and called on you in your own home. Let me get you a cup of tea.
No, I must get back and show this to my husband. Oh, thank you. You have no idea what this means to me.
What does this one do? Space, that could be used. What is it now? Oh, Silver, sorry. Thought it was Isabel again. She's got herself a job, would you believe? With those flibbity-gibbets billeted at the Metropole.
Gabriel? Look at this.
What is it?
Read it.
It's addressed to you.
But it's for both of us, from Freddie, his last letter to us.
It's... Dear... I want to thank you and Father for my upbringing. If I should be called on to make the ultimate sacrifice, please do not weep for me. Instead, I hope you will think of me that my race was well run, my work done, and that I sleep well. Oh.
It's as though he's here with us, isn't it?
Well, yes. It is, in a way. It is. Where's it come from? There isn't even a stamp on it.
It was given to me by his friend. He didn't want to trust it to the post.
What friend?
Terence someone, Scottish.
Not Wentworth.
You remember him?
Yes, he used to stay with us in the holidays occasionally. It was called something like Weedy Wenty at school.
Oh, well, I wouldn't describe him as weedy now. He's tall, dark-haired, and if anything, rather saturnine.
Saturnine?
Yes, in a dashing way. He reminded me of Heathcliff.
Heathcliff? Heathcliff? God help us all. This is exactly what I mean by skittish, girlish values. What is it with women who think Heathcliff, who, when all's said and done, hanged his own wife's dog in front of her, is the most romantic of heroes? No wonder your sex had such a struggle to get the vote. Just let me finish typing this, and I'll come and say hello.
Who to?
Wentworth.
Oh, I didn't think to invite him back. How ill-mannered of me. I'm so thrown I wasn't thinking properly.
In that case, I need to get back to the typewriter. Why don't you go and show that letter to Isabel?
I will presently. I want to keep it to myself for a little longer.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Wentworth.
You won't mind if I shut the door on you for a while, will you?
Search online for more information about Homefront and World War I on the BBC.